Hello, hello, hello. Looks like we've got the whole gang coming in. Hello, gang. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. So good to see so many folks jumping in the room. Lots of audio still connecting. We're so happy to see you. Super excited today to be hosting Larry and Joe in North Carolina. Can't wait to tell you more about them. Help me to wave hello, everybody, to Facebook Live. Hi, everybody out there on Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us again in this room for the Daily Antidote of Song. We are on day 1008 today. Continuous singing one song every day, noon Eastern. If you've never been with us before, keep coming back because we're always here singing and we love having you join. We want to thank Carpe Diem Arts, the sponsor of this program, for helping us. And of course, all the great folks at Carpe Diem Arts like Busy Graham, who I can see on the screen. And I want to introduce Aaron Geyer, who's running our tech today. Great, amazing contributor to the Daily Antidote of Song in every way, hosting, singing, teching. And Aaron is coming in from Brooklyn. Hello to, of course, Larry and Joe, the musicians coming in from North Carolina. I'll get back to you guys in just a sec. Hello to Dory and Ollie out there in Rhode Island and Delhi in Maryland. Busy Graham, yay, nice to see you. And Aloysius in Massachusetts, Anne in Knoxville, Tennessee, Susan in Ohio. Hello, Bronwyn in Victoria, Julie in Ontario. Hello to Sheila in Florida, William and Pauline and Phil in Newcastle, UK. Nice to see you guys. Hello, William. We're glad you're here. And Cricket in Maryland, Hoda in British Columbia, lovely to see your smile. Hi, Kathy in Virginia, another big smile. Kate in Charlottesville, oh, look, another big smile. Now I'm gonna have to say it every time. Leah in Illinois, another big smile. Carolyn in Boise, another big smile with our day 1008 sign. Hi, Bonnie in Boise, Idaho, I'm not saying it again. Hello to Bob in Albany and Annette, hello, nice to see you there. Martha, hello, coming in from Oregon. Annette, by the way, is California. Steve and Michelle in Silver Spring, Maryland. Luda and Mark in Victoria. Hello, Greta and Jim, and thanks to Greta for the beautiful song yesterday, and also for singing yesterday instead of today, which is actually Giotto's birthday, but she shifted to yesterday so that we could have Larry and Joe, who were only available to come in on Sundays. Kathleen in Albuquerque, Deborah in Kentucky, Amanda and Miles in Michigan, Fred in Maryland, Sarah Page in Texas, Ruth in Birmingham, UK. Nice to see you today. Gary in Massachusetts, Anne in Maryland, Carol in Connecticut, Don and at least two curly tops coming in from Vermont, and folks off video, Karen in Oregon, Marjorie, I think you might be new to us today, Linda in Orcas Island, hello to Sandy in Western North Carolina, and Storm in Massachusetts, and Christiana and Bob and Shari in New Hampshire, Caroline in DC, Lynn in Connecticut, Linda Rose, Isabel in Florida. Great to have you back again, Isabel. Nancy in Washington State, Penny in Victoria, British Columbia. Here comes Mabel and Bob in Massachusetts. Let's all take a deep breath. So Larry speaks Spanish, but I speak New Jersey. Okay. I want to introduce today the most amazing, wonderful duo that I was so blessed to get to see here in Maryland recently. I think it was in December. And I have to say, I'm super excited because they are coming back to Maryland along with another broad tour that we'll be talking about in a little bit. Larry and Joe actually brought two songs for us today, which I'm also super excited about. And I mentioned they're coming in from North Carolina. We will talk a little bit about how they met and about their style of fusion. But right now, I would love for them to just open up, introduce themselves, and let us know what you're going to sing and teach us the chorus. Hello.
Hey Joe, how's it going?
Hello.
Kayla, could you please move that square that's over? Thank you. Oh, sorry. Having technical difficulties. But,
that's all right. The universe is full of them. And I hear that the Mercury is in retrograde or something. So that's supposed to explain everything that's weird these days. So.
It's all planned. Well, anyway, so we're Larry and Joe, and we're here at Larry's house in Raleigh, North Carolina. And we do a fusion of Venezuelan and Appalachian folk music. We're going to start off with an Appalachian song. Is actually I have no idea who wrote it, but it was popularized in bluegrass circles, and it's called "Rollin' My Sweet Baby's Arms." And we're going to teach you the chorus. I guess that's how that goes, right? We're teaching the chorus before we do it.
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. So untypically of bluegrass, we're going to have Larry play this cool instrument from Venezuela, the maracas, and I'll play, of course, the bluegrass banjo. The chorus to "Roll My Sweet Baby's Arms," a lot of you probably already know it, but it goes, "Roll in my sweet baby's arms." You want to repeat that? In my sweet baby's arms.
Hey, Joe and Larry, will you sing it out loud for us to sing it along with you each time? Because
Okay.
otherwise we don't. Yeah, thank you.
Gotcha. Okay, so we'll sing it each part and then repeat it, and then next part and repeat. Okay, cool. So, roll in my sweet baby's arms, roll in my sweet baby's arms, roll in my sweet baby's arms, roll in my sweet baby's arms. I'm gonna lay around the shack, I'm gonna lay around the shack, till the mail train comes back, till the mail train comes back. Then I'll roll in my sweet baby's arms, then I'll roll in my sweet baby's arms. That's it. Okay, so you'll have 3 or 4 chances to sing the chorus with us. We'll do a verse and the chorus each time we sing. Sound good? All right, we're gonna launch into it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, you know what you're hearing? You're also hearing it coming back through on Facebook Live behind me. Yay! I was like, wait, there's still a recording going. Thank you so much, Larry and Joe. That was so unbelievably fabulous. Totally woke all of us up, even those of us who are over there in the UK ready to go to bed. We're all wide awake now and happy as clams. Thank you. That was beautiful, fun, great to sing along with, so full of energy. And I think maybe the beginning of a conversation about fusion. But before we do that, can you guys introduce yourselves so that we can hear both of you, learn your names, find out how you met. I know Joe is a Grammy nominated bluegrass musician, and I know Larry's from Venezuela. Can you tell everybody else a little bit?
Sure, and I'll do some simultaneous interpretation.
Great.
¿Quieren que te presentes? Tu nombre, cómo nos conocimos, qué haces, todos.
Hola, mi nombre es Larry Bellorín.
Hi, my name is Larry Bellorin.
Soy de Venezuela, del oriente,
I'm from the eastern part of Venezuela,
del estado de Monagas, de la ciudad de Punta de Mata.
from the state of Monagas, and from the city of Punta de Mata.
Migré a los Estados Unidos aproximadamente hace 6 años y medio.
I migrated to the United States about 6.5 years ago,
Casi todo ese tiempo trabajando en la construcción.
and during almost all of that time I've been working in construction.
Y en diciembre del año pasado, por fortuna, conocí a Joe.
And then in December of last year, I was fated to meet Joe.
Íbamos a hacer una fecha, la cual me invitó él por medio de una llamada.
We were going to do one gig together, which he had invited me to after speaking on a video call.
Lo que terminó convirtiéndose en el actual dúo de Larry and Joe.
But that gig ended up turning into what you're now seeing, which is a duo project. Yeah, and that's so Larry had to leave behind 20-some year career in music to become an asylum seeker in the United States, and he wound up in North Carolina, and of course had to provide for his family, and the only source of income he was able to find was in construction work. Though he went through many different phases, he started off, lifting cinder blocks and really hurting his body until he was able to. He found he had a knack for heavy machinery operation, which takes amazing dexterity, and then he kind of eschewed into that. And luckily, this duo in the past year that we've been working on it has taken off, and we are. He's leaving construction. His last day is on Tuesday, and getting back to his musical career. So that's what we're doing. And anyway, so that's Larry's story is much more interesting than mine. I'm just I'm a honky from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I did live. I've lived 14 years outside of the United States, notably a decade in Buenos Aires, Argentina, where I formed a band called Chiapalache with 3 of my students, and we had a really good run at it. Joe, you mentioned we got nominated for a Grammy for Best Folk Album in 2019. And anyway, the pandemic sort of put an end to that, made it very difficult, made it impossible to have a band based in Argentina touring in the United States. So I stayed in the United States at the beginning of the pandemic. One thing led to another. I eventually wound up in Durham. I met Larry, and now this is my job. Now we fuse, like you saw, Appalachian music with an atypical instrument, which is an indigenous instrument from Venezuela. And we also play música llanera, which is the plains region music of Venezuela, and I use an unorthodox instrument with that music, which is the 5-string banjo. So that's kind of our shtick. We figured we'd do a couple songs to give you an overview. We're both multi-instrumentalists. Larry plays the cuatro, which is kind of like a big baritone ukulele-like instrument. He also plays the upright bass, harp, and maracas, and I play the banjo, the fiddle, and the guitar. And we do a variety show that we're bringing to the Northeast right now. If anyone happens to be in our line of, in our trajectory, we'd love to see some of you out and in person. And we will be in Baltimore on January 29th at the Creative Alliance. So if there's any DC area folks.
Oh yeah, we got you. We got DC in here. We got Massachusetts. We got New Hampshire. We got whatever else. I looked at your tour and I was like, oh, perfect. Everyone's coming. So who's surprised that Larry ended up in a job in which dexterity was useful as he sits there with his beautiful harp that we're about to get to hear. So there's no surprise there. Joe, thank you. That was really, really beautiful. A quick question about one of the words that I saw on your website, music, that Larry, I guess, specialized in, la rana. I'm not sure how to say it.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
¿Quieres hablar de la música llanera?
La música llanera es la música representativa de Venezuela.
Llanera music is the representative music of Venezuela.
entre otros estilos venezolanos que también existen.
Among other styles of music which also exist in Venezuela.
Pero este estilo se logró regar o llegó a todos los rincones del país, incluyendo al hermano vecino país, Colombia.
But this specific style was able to reach all nooks and crannies of the country and even Colombia, our neighboring country.
Esta música fue hecha totalmente acústica entre arpa 4 y maracas.
This music was traditionally played with harp, cuatro, and maracas, completely acoustic form.
Yeah. Y la forma de decir llanera es porque esta música nació en la parte plana de Venezuela.
And the reason it's called llanera music is because llanera means plains music. So, but this music is from the plains region, therefore it's called the plains region music. Música llanera, del llano.
Y es una música bastante compleja por sus medidas de tiempo.
And it's a very complex music because of the way time is measured.
Pero cuando logras entenderla, como en el caso de Joe, llega un momento en que se te hace muy familiar la ejecución.
But once you figure it out, like Joe has, it becomes a very familiar rhythm when you're playing it. You get used to it.
Es extensa, tiene una cantidad de ritmos, de llaneros.
It's a very extensive rhythmic palette. There's a lot of rhythmic motifs, and I can attest that Venezuelans are hyper polyrhythmic, and metric modulation is something that they have ingrained in their essence. It's very difficult for those of us who are from a less rhythmic area. Venezuela is the top of the list, you know, with Cuba and maybe Southeast India. There's a lot of rhythmic complexity in their folk traditions. Okay.
Thank you. Very beautiful. We super appreciate getting to go on this journey. And of course, I'm going to recommend that not only does everybody go to Larry and Joe's website and sign up for their newsletter, check out their merch, check out their tour schedule, but also use some of the words that we're learning today to maybe do a little bit of a daily antidote of song university inquiry into new traditions that we're learning about here. And I'm so grateful. Can all of us please show Larry and Joe how grateful we are? So do you guys want to say anything else before we sing again? Especially if you have anything that you want to say sort of about the sort of activist message or the sort of whatever it is that you feel like is change maker aspect of your partnership or your music.
Sure, les voy a hablar un poco del activismo simbólico de nuestro dúo. Well, the activism in our case speaks for itself. I've been what I call, or what is called, an artivist for a while, using art and activism melded into, you know, a life path, I guess. When I met Larry, it's like actions speak louder than words. We don't have to even say what we're doing because the symbolism of our existence speaks for itself. So I guess, and I could just leave it at that. Also, it's important to note that since Larry is an asylum seeker, we are limited to what we can talk about and do because that's part of the deal, you know? So, but in my own right, I've you know, I write social justice ballads. We met through one of those songs that I wrote in solidarity with the migrant community called Hermano Migrante. And it's the first song that we played together. That means brother migrant. And you can look it up on YouTube. There's a video of us playing it, I think, at the birthplace of country music in Bristol, Virginia. But anyway, so we're kind of hoving around the Southeast. He's in Raleigh, I'm in Durham. We're all over North Carolina, Virginia, Kentucky, Maryland, Tennessee. We're doing this in the Southland, and the name of our first album, which is coming out on March 24th, is Nuevo South Train. And the Nuevo South that's what we are. So we are the Nuevo South, and it's kind of like this hybrid society that is emerging, and it's fascinating and it's real. It's tangible through experience. And anyway, I guess that's what we want to do, is just exist where we are and take that to people, and then see what happens.
Beautiful. What an amazing answer. Thank you so much. So can you just say the name again, please, of the ballad that you wrote, the immigration migrant ballad?
Hermano, which is brother, migrante, migrant. So my migrant brother, hermano migrante, brother.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Aaron's going to put the link to that into the chat, the YouTube link to that in the chat here and on Facebook Live, so folks can check it out. And don't know if we're going to get lucky enough to fit you guys back in again with your busy schedule, but if we can have you back again, we'd love to have you share that one. And in the meantime, can you share what you have already planned for us today?
Yeah, we're going to do, ¿quieres presentar Caballo Viejo? We're going to do Caballo Viejo.
Nuestra próxima canción es un tema compuesto por un gran cantante y compositor venezolano llamado Simón Díaz.
This next song was composed and arranged by a great Venezuelan composer by the name of Simón Díaz.
En el ritmo de pasaje, tiempo de 3x4 en la versión de Larry and Joe.
It's in this case we're going to do it in a pasaje rhythmic form, which is a 3/4 time signature, and it's the most recorded of Venezuelan songs in history. It's called Caballo Viejo, Old Horse. For all the old horses in the audience, we'd like to dedicate this to all the old horses. Oh, should we just launch into it, Joe? Is that we good to go?
Please do. And so Joe, I love the banjo so much. I know it's an instrument that takes heat sometimes from people who don't love it, but I love it. But if you can pull your volume down, I know that's like next to impossible on a banjo, just a little bit so that we can hear a little bit more of Larry's instrument, that'd be very cool.
Okay. Yeah, good deal. We're going to move the mic. There we go.
1, 2, 3.
Llega así de esta manera, no será ni cuenta. El carutal reverdece, guamachito florece, y la soga se revienta. Cuando el amor llega así de esta manera, no se da ni cuenta. El carutal reverdece, guamachito florece, y la soga se revienta. Caballo de la sabana, está bien cansado, pero no se da cuenta. Corazón amarra'o, cuando le sueltan las riendas, es caballo desboca'o. Si una potra alazana, caballo viejo se encuentra, el pecho se le desgrana, el guamachito se hace, y no reverdece al freno, y no para alcanzar riendas.
Quererse no tiene horario ni fecha en el calendario cuando las ganas se juntan. Cuando el amor llega así de esta manera, uno no tiene la culpa. Quererse no tiene horario ni fecha en el calendario cuando las ganas se juntan. Caballo de danza y tiene tiempo a contar. Con su pasito ya, a verse con su blanca, pero tiene para gastar.
El potro da tiempo al tiempo porque le sobra. Caballo viejo puede perder la flor que le da, porque después de esta vida no hay oportunidad.
Súper volteado Colombia.
¿Eh?
Wow.
Ah, sí.
Se hemos volteado.
Wow. That was incredible. Thank you so much. Can everybody please give it up for Larry and Joe? That was an incredible musical journey that you've taken us on today, and another beautiful energy. Can you tell us a little bit about what it means, the song?
Yeah, Caballo Viejo is basically don't count out an old horse. It might have a trick or two up its sleeve still, and just because it's been sent to pasture just to graze, a new love might spark unexpected, virility from a horse. It's kind of like an older gentleman meets a younger lady sort of vibe, but we like to think of it more universally as, as life progresses, you can still find youthful energy wherever you are along life's path, kind of vibe.
Beautiful. Love it. Yeah. And sort of, I don't know, second chances and like renewed energy, the midlife crisis that turns into your next new amazing career or whatever it is. So thank you.
You're talking about my life right now. So thank you.
Woo. Can we please thank Larry for giving up his Sunday, which is his day off, to be in this room singing?
Gracias, Larry, por sacrificar tu domingo, que es tu día de descanso.
A mí es un gran honor.
It's a great honor for me, he says.
Beautiful. Can't wait to see you. I did notice someone in the chat mentioning which concert they were going to, so I think you'll probably see some of us on your journey up and down the coast, and hope that we'll get to see lots more of you in the future. So how would you guys feel about just giving us the chorus of Rolling in My Sweet Baby's Arms maybe 2 more times before we leave, so folks can sing?
Vamos a hacer el coro de Rolling un par de veces más. As Larry gets his maracas, I'd also like to mention, I'm going to do a shameless plug here. We are an independent operation. We've created an album, but we're completely indie. We are going to be starting a crowdfunder maybe as soon as next week. And we'd love to, for people to help fund our operation, because Santa Claus has yet to just open up his bag of money. So we'll send that your way, Joe, and hopefully you can share it with everyone who got to see us.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds great. We will definitely post that in our newsletter. Good luck, and hope that the sort of fairy godmother of the National Endowment for the Arts or something, bestows upon you very soon.
Thank you. Yeah, so we'll do 2 times through. How's that? 2 times through Roll in My Sweet Baby's Arms. I'm gonna lay down, Jack, you'll never bring the Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
We'll see ya.
Woo! So I hope you can sort of hear everybody's big applause right now and hope you could hear their maracas and their harmonies and everything they were doing with you. Thank you so much for being with us today. Gang, let's all wave Larry and Joe out of the room. Thank Kayla so much for helping to make this possible today. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Joe. And everybody on Facebook Live is applauding too. I can hear them. Thanks, gang. Can't wait to have you back again, I hope, and can't wait to see you on tour.
We'll do it. See ya.
Bye. Thank you. All right. Thanks, everybody in this room, for being with us today. That was such a lucky, fun thing. And really glad that we were able to bring it to all of you and to everybody out there on Facebook. We're going to say goodbye to everybody in the room and goodbye to everybody else on Facebook Live. Please keep joining us all month long for our New Year, new friends, because we've got so many cool people coming. I can't even begin to tell you. People are finding us, which is always super exciting. All right. Thanks again. I'm actually going to toss it over to Erin for the goodbyes again today. She's so good at it. And I'm going to mute. And thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Lots of love to all of you. Great to see you all.
Sounds good. Muchísimas gracias a Larry y Joe para la canción. They were so wonderful. That was absolutely astounding. And oh my gosh, I gotta say, Amanda and Miles, that was fantastic to watch. That was a beautiful dance. Un ballet bonito. Thank you so much to everybody. Bye to our fearless leader, Joe Rossi. We love you. Thank you and goodbye to Amanda and Miles in Michigan, our resident dancers of the day. Hello. Not hello, goodbye. Not hello, I take it back, goodbye. Goodbye to Martha. Bye to Carolyn in Boise. Leah in Illinois, goodbye, goodbye. To Kate in Charlottesville. Goodbye to Cricket, holding do you have your own little maraca? Beautiful. Goodbye and thank you to William, Pauline, and Phil in Newcastle, looking super cozy on that couch. Thank you and goodbye. To Susan G. Thank you to Bonnie in Boise, Idaho, Hoda in BC, Sheila in Florida, Dory and Ollie, who did make an appearance today. Thank you and goodbye to Bob. Let's see who else we've got. Thank you and goodbye to Annette in California, Steve in Silver Spring, Steve and Michelle in Silver Spring, Greta and Jim. Thank you again for that song yesterday, and it's great to see you again today. Thank you and goodbye to Kathleen in Albuquerque, Deborah in Kentucky, Fred in Maryland. Thank you and goodbye to Ruth in the UK, Storm in Massachusetts, Bob and Mabel and the Cinnamon Bears. Thank you and goodbye to Deli, Nancy and her beautiful Irish cow, Jacqueline in Baltimore, Diane. Goodbye to Ann in Silver Spring, Maryland. Bye to Sue S. Goodbye to Dawn and the Curly Tops. All of you in the same screen. Oh my gosh. Thank you and goodbye to Kathy in Virginia, Jamie in Victoria, BC, Gary, goodbye, and goodbye to all of our friends off camera. That's Linda in Orcas Island, Aloysius in Westford, Mass, Carol J in Connecticut, Christiana and Bob in Maryland, Shari in New Hampshire, Caroline in DC, Isabel in Florida, Lynn and possibly Darla, and Jane in Maryland. And that is everybody today, but you know that we will be right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, new musician. Be sure to join. See you tomorrow.